Hi, welcome to LiciaToday. So today I'm going to go over with you guys the top 5 mistakes new or beginner laser cutters or engravers make. So if you're a beginner and you're just now starting out your laser cutting or engraving journey, then this is the video for you. So you can learn some tips right from the beginning so that you're not making these mistakes as you're just getting started. So I've had this laser engraver. So this is the xTool S1 20 watt. I've had this laser engraver for about 2 years now. And so I've been testing it out, doing engraving on tumblers, engraving on wood, cutting acrylic, trying out new things. You guys can see that by looking over all the videos that I post, like tutorials on how I do all these things and the things I try out on my channel. I'll link a playlist of all the things I've done so far on my channel, so if you guys are interested in looking at that. All right, so this first one is an important one, and so I'm just gonna put this scrap piece of wood that I have here onto my honeycomb on my xTool S1 20 watt laser. And so this first one is not framing to ensure your laser is in the correct position before you start processing your material. So let me show you what I mean by this. All right, so you see how I place the wood material that I want to either cut or engrave right here in the middle of my laser engraver. All right, let me show you guys what this looks like inside of xTool Creative Space. So I pulled this design off of the elements here just to give you guys a quick preview. So say you're putting this onto your material, so your wood, okay? So you have it like here, and then say you put that you want it to engrave, so that's fine. But then you don't ensure that it's in the right spot. So as you can see, you placed your wood in the middle of your on your honeycomb, so you think this will be good, right? So this is the first thing. If you don't frame it, then you don't know it's in the right spot, okay? So we're just gonna assume this is in the right spot. So I'm gonna hit right here to do frame. All right, so now I'm gonna frame where the images that I put on in xTool Creative Space. All right, so you thought that you put your image and it was gonna fit on that piece of wood. So there's 2 things that you need to do here. The first thing you need to do is you want to actually get the exact measurements of what you're going to be putting your image on so that you know the sizing is correct and the placement is correct. So basically, if you want to get the perfect positioning for your image and make sure that you're going to engrave in the right place, you should always do these steps. You're going to go here to this flag and you're going to mark the area. You can use any 4 of these, but my usual one I use is the rectangle, unless I'm actually doing something that is a circle. So we're just gonna go here, start marking, and then you're going to mark your exact material that you're using. So you're gonna do 1 here at the top left, and when you do this, I'm trying to make sure I get you guys in this, you have to push this button, okay? It's gonna give you your first one. Then we're gonna go back over here so you guys can see it. And then you're gonna do the bottom right. So the top left and the bottom right. And then again, you're going to hit this button here. All right, so this is how it looks inside of xTool Creative Space. So you're gonna do end marking, done. And then you see also that your image is way too big. So you know that you need to size this down as well. So if you want it to be like inside of this, you can line it up so that it's in the crosshairs and it's right here in the middle. All right, so then you can now hit this framing and now you can see what it will do. So after you hit framing in xTool Creative Space, you're gonna have to hit this button again. And now it's showing you exactly where your design is gonna go. So first, where you marked it, you put your design in the area, within the area that you marked in xTool Creative Space. So then now when you frame it, you're framing exactly where you put your design. So that's how you're going to ensure that you get your design in the right place and you're not engraving in the wrong area. So say if you push start on your laser engraver and your material, you only want it to engrave here, but you saw how it framed this area and it was actually a bigger image, it's going to literally try to engrave this whole area even though you only wanted it to be this. So don't make that mistake. Every time, make sure that you're marking the area of the material that you're using and then framing it again just to ensure it's in the spot that you want it to be in. Okay, so that was an example on how to make sure your design is going to go on the right place when you're doing it on a flat surface like so. Let me show you now how you can make sure your design is in the right space when you're using the rotary, so the RA2 Pro. All right, so I'm going to be using the chuck portion of the RA2 Pro rotary. If you're using the rollers, then you will just have the rollers placed on here down in this area. I'll link a video on how you can do this with the rollers versus chuck, because you're going to have to know how to use one versus the other to make sure that when you're engraving, your image is going to go on there in the correct way. All right, so let's start with this. So first thing first, let's go to xTool Creative Space. And in xTool Creative Space, you have your actual design. It's not lined up with the crosshair. Say if you put your design here and you see how the crosshairs for your laser are here. So it's expecting your design to be placed here. So if you place your design here, let me show you what's going to happen. All right, so then when you hit framing this time, after you move the design to the place that it's not supposed to be in xTool Creative Space, it's literally going to frame where you put the design inside of xTool Creative Space instead of where you want it to actually go. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to make sure you get the distance measurement. So all right, and then you're going to determine where you want your design to be. So say if you want it to be like the whole entire glass, or if this was a tumbler, then you would just line it up here at the top here. And then in xTool Creative Space, you're gonna wanna make sure that your image in your design is lined up with those crosshairs. Let me show you what I mean. So inside of xTool Creative Space, you're just gonna go ahead and you're gonna click your design here. And you're going to line it up exactly. So let me zoom in a little bit. You can see that it's saying this is straight across. So you're just wanting to make sure you line up the edge of your design on the edge of the tumbler or the glass that you're using. So that's what I did here. So then now you just want to check to make sure that the framing is correct. So you're just going to go here and push frame. All right, keep in mind this design that I have in xTool Creative Space does not go to this class, but this is just showing you guys how you make sure your design is aligned correctly. And I will have videos that go step by step that is beginner friendly for you guys to see. So I'm just gonna hit the framing button here. And as you can see, the tumbler is bigger than this glass. But you'll see here that it's framing your area. You have to make sure inside of xTool Creative Space, you're going to line up your image where you placed your laser on your laser engraver. And that way you're going to be able to get your design in the spot that you want it to be, and you won't end up wasting one of your materials. All right, so this next one is one that you should always do when you're testing out a new material with your laser engraver. You can always try to use the settings that are in place from the materials list, because most of the times those do work. But if you want to get ones that are specific for your laser, then I would suggest that you do a engraving test or some type of test array for what specifically you want to do. So like say for this one, I wanted to do an engraving test on this particular wood. I can also do a scoring test. I can do a cutting test. And that just gives me the settings that I need to use for this particular material. So I'm just going to show you real quick where you can go to be able to do this. And I'll also link some videos most of my tutorials have how you can do a test array, but I'll link one so that you can see how to do one for yourself for any type of material that you have. So real quickly, how you can do a test array is you literally just can go in here, grab any shape you want. What I usually do most times is get the heart because it does have like a pointy side to it and round. And then you're gonna set it to exactly what you want it to do. So if you want to do an engraving test, you just hit this engrave, and this can be for any material. It can be acrylic, it can be wood, it can be glass, it can be whatever material that you're trying to do whatever you want with. So if you want to do cutting, just hit cut. So I'm just going to put engrave. Make sure you choose this one first. Then you're going to go over here to applications, and you're going to find where it says materials test array. You can either keep what it already has in here, or you can go ahead and change if you want the max power to be different or the speed to be different. But if you're a beginner, I'll just leave it how it is. Click done. And then make sure you set it again, engrave. You want it to engrave, okay? Then you're going to mark the area, do the distance measurement like I showed before, and then you're just going to size it down to where your material is. Like I showed you guys before earlier in the video, and then you can just do your test, and then you can figure out what settings work specifically. So that's one thing that you should make sure you do as a beginner every time, so you're not wasting material. All right, so number 3, this one is really important too. You want to be documenting or keeping track of the material settings that you work with. So if you work with a bunch of different materials, make sure you're tracking those settings, because you don't want to have to reinvent the wheel and continue to go back and do a test array every time. Just have like multiple of the materials that you buy, so that for one of those materials you can do a test array, and then you can keep it for later use. So when you come back to, say I did this on a coaster and I haven't done coasters in a while, I can go back to here and say, okay, what setting looks best for what I want to do for whatever project I'm working on. So basically have something like this with your test on everything that you are working with pretty much on a regular basis, so that you can have these to refer to. If you don't want to have to keep these because you don't like to have a lot of clutter, you can also get like a little notebook and you can write down the settings in there. Or like if you do certain things, I just wrote down step by step like how I'm supposed to, for this example, make a jig for a wallet bottle opener. And I think this was on stainless steel. I was doing a 20-ounce black shiny tumbler, and I put like who the manufacturer was and what settings I used and which ones worked. So make sure that you're documenting in some way the settings that you're using for the materials that you use the most. You can even use like an Excel spreadsheet to keep track of that as well, if you want it to be an electronic way to keep it. All right, so another thing, which I don't really have anything to show you in particular, but besides just kind of like showing you what I've already shown you, is if you buy accessories that you don't use, make sure you use all the accessories that you buy, because maybe you don't use it because it seems intimidating. I've had a bunch of comments about that, like, oh, I was so afraid to use the RA2 Pro because it just seemed intimidating. It seemed like it would be hard to use. And what you could do is you could just do research on it. You can watch the video that I made on how to set this up in the different ways, the different attachments. I have a video on that. You can also check out other people's videos. You can check out tutorials, or you literally can just sit through the instructions, try it yourself, but at least try it once. So like say if you have different attachments, I only have the RA2 Pro, and I have what is it called? The riser base. I know they have like the conveyor belt when you can do longer ones. Just make sure that you at least give the all the accessories that you buy a try at least once, because you never know, and practice makes perfect. So make sure you're using those accessories that you buy, because you don't want to have wasted money. And using the accessories that you purchase with your laser, it would open you up to all different types of materials that you can work with, and also increase your diversity of the things that you can make in your business, or just the things that you can make in general. All right, so I got some notes here for the last few. So one of the major ones I feel like is not coming up with your own templates to try. So yes, you can go and purchase templates. Just try. Even if you go to Atom, which is an extra creative space where you can get different templates that people post for free, or you can also pay for some there, you're able to test out how to do different things with different materials based off of what you select. They have a way that you can look at templates and designs that are specific for your specific laser. So if you have a P1, if you have an S1, if you have an M1, things like that, you're able to go on there to try out different designs, and you can tweak them from there. Even if you want to start there, at least try to make your own templates, because once you start doing that, you can make designs that are unique from other people, and also be able to even sell those designs, as you can see. But anyways, I hope you guys got something from this video and you learned a couple of tips. If you're a beginner, or if you just didn't know these things, then thank you guys for watching. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Take care, stay blessed. See you next time.